Today I'll read you the chapter Lead and Follow versus Mutual Creation from my book The Black and White of Argentine Tango, Both Sides of Tango's Greatest Debates. The purpose of the book is to present both sides as honestly as possible without taking sides. You get the black, you get the white, and then you choose what shade of gray you want to use. Let's start. Lead and follow versus mutual creation. Every tango has two people in it. But what each of those people is supposed to be doing and how much say each one has in what happens is one of the most contested questions in the dance. It looks like a technical debate about roles. Underneath, it is really a question about responsibility, about ownership, and about what it means to truly dance with another person. Lead and follow. There is a reason tango has a leader and a follower. Not because one person matters more than the other, but because a conversation needs structure. Someone speaks, someone listens, someone proposes, someone responds. Without that clarity, the dance becomes two people guessing at each other, and the connection that tango is built around becomes very hard to find. In traditional lead and follow, the leader carries the map. He decides where the dance goes, which musical phrase to interpret, which step comes next, how fast, how slow, how close, and the follower, when this is working well, does something that is far more difficult than it sounds. She lets go, she releases the need to know what is coming, releases the habit of control, and simply receives. For 3 minutes, she does not have to make decisions. She does not have to plan or anticipate or manage. Someone else is holding all of that. And if the leader is skilled and present and genuinely caring in his lead, what she feels is not passivity. It is freedom of a particular kind. The freedom of being taken care of. Many women who love this model will tell you something honest. They spend their days leading. At work, at home, in every corner of their lives, they are making decisions, carrying responsibility, managing things and people and situations. Tango, in the traditional lead and follow model, offers them something rare. A few minutes where none of that is required, where they can simply be inside the music, inside the embrace, inside the care of another person's attention. That is not nothing. For many people, it is everything. The leader's side of this has its own depth. When a leader can genuinely move a follower clearly and comfortably, when she finds herself doing things she did not know she could do, when her body responds to his intention without confusion or struggle, there is a real satisfaction in that. Not the satisfaction of control for its own sake, but the satisfaction of craft, of having learned something difficult well enough to offer it as a gift. There is also a practical argument. When the follower's role is clear, both people can relax into their own jobs. The leader does not have to wonder what the follower is about to do. The follower does not have to think about what to do next. That shared clarity creates a kind of flow that can be very hard to find when both people are simultaneously deciding. Every unexpected movement from the follower, however well-intentioned, lands in the leader's body as a surprise, and surprises on a crowded dance floor with the music moving forward are rarely helpful. For leaders who have experienced that kind of interruption, the traditional model is not about dominance, it is about coherence, mutual creation. Tango has always had two people in it. The question is whether one of them is dancing and the other is being danced, or whether both of them are genuinely there. Mutual creation does not mean the follower takes over. It does not mean chaos or two people pulling in different directions or the leader losing his voice in the dance. What it means is that the follower is understood to be a full participant, someone with her own body awareness, her own musical interpretation, her own physical intelligence, and her own right to bring those things into the dance. In practice, the leader still proposes, he still shapes the overall direction and structure of the dance. But instead of moving the follower to a specific place in a specific way, he offers a range of possibilities, and she moves her own body within that range. The difference is subtle but profound. She's not being repositioned. She's choosing to go somewhere, guided by his invitation. Her body remains her own. The follower, in mutual creation, also has tools, real technical tools. She can increase or decrease muscle tone to communicate her intentions. She can maintain her position in space to signal that she wants more time. And she can push into the floor with more clarity to suggest a direction she wants to explore. And she can slow the dance down when she wants space for her own expression. These are not interruptions. They are contributions to a conversation that both people are having. In traditional lead and follow, a follower's creativity usually lives in the gaps between the leader's steps. She finds a small moment, a fraction of a second, and uses it for an adornment, a small decoration, a flick of the foot. Mutual creation changes that entirely. She does not have to wait for a crack in the wall. She can help shape the wall itself. She can communicate that she wants the next musical phrase to breathe differently, and a skilled leader will hear that and respond. The adornment is no longer squeezed into borrowed time. It becomes part of the architecture of the dance. This model asks more of both people. The leader needs enough technique and enough presence to feel what the follower is offering and respond to it rather than overriding it. The follower needs enough body awareness and enough clarity to communicate without creating confusion. When both people have those skills, what happens between them is genuinely different from traditional lead and follow. It feels, as dancers who love this model describe it, like a real discussion. One person says something, the other responds and adds something of their own, and the dance grows out of that exchange rather than being delivered by one person to the other. The deeper belief underneath mutual creation is about ownership. Each person owns their own body. Each person is responsible for how their own body moves through space. The leader is not responsible for the follower's movement. He is responsible for his communication, his clarity, his invitation. She is responsible for what she does with it. That shared ownership, when it works, creates a dance that belongs to both people equally. Not because they have the same role, but because both roles carry the same weight. I hope you enjoyed that chapter of the book, The Black and White of Argentine Tango, both sides of tango's greatest debates. You can find the book on Amazon for worldwide delivery. Just type The Black and White of Argentine Tango and allow yourself to dive deep into Argentine tango's greatest debates.